Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be showing you guys how I get my normal everyday foundation. So before further ado, let's get started. So I already got my eyebrows done off camera. My face is primed and moisturized. And it's Monday, so I'm just being a little playful because when you wake up on Monday morning and you're feeling happy, what can you do but play around? So here I'm gonna start priming my face with my Forever Lover, the Black Radiance True Complexion Primer. And I'm just going to blend this right in. And I'm going to keep blending until it all infuses into my skin. Yes, girl, blend that primer in, girl. Blend it out. Blend it out. Oh, yes. And that's all I'm doing. So I'm keep blending. I'm blending over my eyes, underneath my eyes, and I'm making sure that everything is blended out completely. And normally when you're doing your foundation, you want to make sure that when you're blending, it's not balling up on your skin. So you want to make sure you pat apply. So I'm going to use my beauty blender. Don't judge me. It's a little dirty, I know, but sorry. So here I'll be using my oldie but goodie, my favorite drugstore foundation. And that's the that's the L'Oreal True Match in Classic 10. I think it's number N7. But everything that I'm using will be in the description box below. So all I'm doing is just putting it on my skin, and I'm using my damn dirty beauty blender, psych, to blend it out and buff it right into my skin. So I'm going to keep buffing until it's all blended out completely. And you want to make sure when you're buffing that you bring it as close as possible to your ear, down your neck, and you want to make sure the creases between your nose and everything is blended and have a flat canvas. You want to make sure everything is all looking flawless, and I just keep blending until I'm pleased. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just blending, blending, blending. Yes, girl, blend that foundation in, girl, buff it in. And I'm just lifting my hair to make sure that my forehead is blended properly also. So after I'm finished blending, I'm going to add a little bit more foundation so I can get a little bit more coverage, because I like this foundation is medium to full, and the more you apply, the more built up you get it. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just adding a little bit more, and yes, the bottle is almost empty. I've been using this foundation a lot, but I think it lasts me pretty long because I have it maybe since spring. Yes, and it's my go-to, especially when I'm coming to work. So that's all I'm doing right here. I'm just adding a little bit more foundation and blend it right in my skin. And I'm doing the same routines I was doing before, making that all my edges are blended in and no streakiness, no lines, no cakiness, everything. So I'm just blending. Yeah, see, I'm taking it down my neck, and I'm taking it right below between my sideburns and that space above your ear right there. So I'm making sure that everything is all blended in. So now I got my concealer on my face, and I'm just gonna use the same beauty blender I used earlier to put on my foundation to blend it out. Yes, girl, dance to whatever music is playing. I don't know, but she's getting it in. Yes, child. So I'm just blending and buffing. And this is why I can't get ready on time in the morning, because I'll be having my own dance lesson while I'm getting ready in the bathroom. And this is my favorite place in the house, especially when I'm going to work, to get ready, because the lighting, something about the lighting is just so clean, it's so crisp. Yes, that's why I'm in the bathroom, guys. And it makes me go a little bit faster too. So all I'm doing right here, I'm just making sure that all the concealer is blended out on the places that I am highlighting. And I'm just blending and buffeting into my skin so that it looks natural, no cakiness. And as you see, I turned the bottom of the Beauty Blender so I can blend the edges out so that there's no harsh lines. And I take it above my eyes so I'm not, so that, you know, my eyelids can look also on the same tone as the rest of my face. And I'm carving out that nose. Yes, get that straight nose together, girl. So now I'm blending my forehead, and I'm just gonna keep blending until everything blends out perfectly. So now that everything is blended out, I don't know what I was doing right there, but whatever it was, I was probably trying to even up my nose, so I'm just making sure that everything is blended the way I want it to. Yes, you gotta keep blending, guys. That's how you get your perfect concealer and it doesn't look cakey. You gotta keep blending. You gotta make sure it blends right into the foundation that you already put on and it warms up to your skin. So after I'm done blending, I'm gonna use my Sacha Buttercup setting powder to set that concealer so it doesn't move around. And first I will set it, then after you guys will see I'll bake. So all I'm doing now that I'm setting the highlighted areas that I put the concealer so that it doesn't move around. So your foundation doesn't, your highlight doesn't look cracky and line. You got lines all over in them like you got some newborn wrinkles. So that's all I'm doing. I'm setting my concealer. And I'm just putting it at the same places that I put my concealer, the powder, the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. I'm not putting it anywhere else. And I'm just making sure that everywhere is set. That's all I'm doing. Yes, I'm pushing the powder into my skin. That's what I'm doing right here. I'm pushing it into my skin. So now that everywhere is set, I'm double checking to make sure. Now I'm gonna bake. So I'm gonna use an excessive amount of the same powder and just apply it underneath my eyes, the bridge of my nose going down. I'm gonna put a little bit more on my forehead, but I don't really bake my forehead. I just put a little bit more in above my chin area and my cupid's bow. But the most important part that I always bake is underneath my eyes and the bridge of my nose, because that's where I always focus on. And I'm just making sure that it's set properly so it's evenly distributed, because you can look ashy if some places get more powder than the next. So now I'll be taking my favorite contour palette from the Bhcosmetics. Pro Sculpt contour palette. I think that's what it's called, but I'm gonna put everything in the description box below. Studio Pro contour palette. So I'm gonna take that from the top row, that last shade, and from the bottom row, the fourth shade, and I'm gonna use it to chisel out my face. I'm gonna warm up my face, the edges and my cheekbone and my forehead, all the perimeters of my face. I'm gonna bring some shape back in my face, because after you use all that foundation and highlight, it makes your face look flat. So now all I'm doing is that I'm using an angle brush. This one is from the Vanity palette, 15 pieces brush set, and I'm just using the angle brush to carve out my cheekbones, and I'm just going around the pyramid of my forehead. Boy, I can't talk. I don't know what I'm looking for, but whatever it is. Probably was trying to put the powder down. So all I'm doing right here, I'm just making sure that everything is blended out and it doesn't look harsh. Because in foundation, it doesn't matter what you do. If you're a pro, you're a newbie, whatever it is, blending is key. So now all I'm doing, I'm pinching the same brush and use it to rub and on the side of my nose to sculpt it. And I didn't put any extra product on it. I'm just using for what's left from the contour that I did earlier on the sides of my face. So that's all I'm doing. I'm using the same brush to chisel and sculpt my nose. Blending is key, guys. You have to blend. So now I'm going to use my powder brush and dust away all the excessive residue that sits on my face. It doesn't matter how long you bake, there's always going to be some powder that didn't get absorbed in the skin. So that's all I'm doing. I'm using my powder brush to brush those excessive powder away. And I'm making sure that while I'm dusting it away, I'm making sure that my contour and my highlight blended together. And if you guys see earlier, I did not set the rest of my face because normally I don't get oily on the other parts of my face. I only get oil in my T-zone area. And once that's highlight, I don't need to set the rest of my face. So I'm just using the same beauty blender I used earlier to clean up the edges of the highlight, make it a little sharper. And I'm using the same powder brush to dust it away because I'm not baking. I'm just using it to just run a line down the edges of the contour, and then I'll just brush it away. And that's all I'm doing. Now I went back with the contour brush to just mark it out a little bit because I think when I used that beauty blender just now, I went up a little bit into that contour. So now I'm moving on to my blush. I'm going to take the Milani Coral Cove blush in number 5, and I'm just going to use that to dust on my cheek. And this is a very nice coral pinkish blush. It works well with a lot of skin tone. And when you talk about pigmentation, yes, girl, yes. It is very, very pigmented. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just using it to dust a little bit on my cheek. And the blush also helps to bring color back in your face from all that foundation and contour and highlight. So now I'm using my Loreal Gilted Honey Illuminator to put a little highlight on my cheek because I love to glow. Yes, if I do my foundation and I don't glow, it's like I haven't done anything. So I'm just putting some on my tip of my nose, my Cupid's bow, and I'm going to blend that out. And I hope I'm doing it. I hope you guys are following along with me. And now I'm going to just put it on the highest part of my cheek. See that glow? I'll be doing it on the next side also. And that's not all the glow I'm going to do because I like to shine. You guys just wait for it. Yes. Yes, so right now I'm just rubbing it a little bit down the center of my nose and back again on my highest part of my cheeks. So now I'm going to take my Fix Plus from MAC. This is a setting spray, and I'm going to set my face, my foundation, and everything else that I apply on my face. And after I set my face, I like to use my same brush with my highlight to go over it. Look at that glow. Damn, girl. Is that a disco ball on the side of your face? Look at that. Woo! Don't blind. Don't blind. Man, you see the way I open up my eyes? Yes, that I'm like, God damn, girl, where you get all that glue from? But I'm not just going to leave it sitting like that. I'm going to take the same powder brush and just blend it right out so that it blends into my contour and my contour and the blush that I applied earlier. See, I can't finish highlighting. I'm a highlight queen. So I went ahead and did my lashes, my wing eyeliner off camera, and I did apply some bright red lipstick. And this is the finished touch. I hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you guys so much for watching. Yes, work the camera, boo. Work it. Yes, come through. And this is it. I hope you guys like it. And this is my everyday foundation routine. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Bye-bye.